Okay. Okay.
All right. Welcome in, everybody. Third Generation Wrestling Podcast, 3GW. Here late. Moving my mic over to it. Should be late on a Sunday night. Thankfully, it's a holiday tomorrow for you all and us.
Actually, it's a Monday morning right now.
Oh, that's true. That is very true. It is Monday, 12:04. I'm your host, DaReaL Big E. My co-host Rob the Ambassador. Man.
Yeah, man. Long show tonight. And in our group chat sometime this weekend, when you told me that it was going to be 13 matches, I said, man, I think we're looking at a over 4-hour show. And actually it was like damn near a 5-hour show. I think actually from the time they went live at 6:30 Central Time, which is our time, the show ended about 11:15 Central Time. So it went about 5 hours and 15 minutes live.
Well, if you started with the countdown at 6 and you went to 11:45, you were damn near 6 hours.
Yeah, long night.
Oh man. Yeah, it's a lot. We got a lot to get through. This man. Okay. I don't want to dilly-dally, waste any time because I know that we got a lot of shit to get to. Okay, so this was Double or Nothing 2022, taking place in Las Vegas at the T-Mobile Arena, and had a little. I saw some people had technical difficulties at the beginning of the show. I didn't have them at the beginning. I will get to that later, but I know you did, and they addressed it on the show that they knew that there was something wrong with the if you were using the Bleacher Report app or BR Live. I know they stream on Fight TV as well, and maybe one other streaming service. But if you were using BR Live, there was some issues in the beginning, and they addressed it. So,
yeah, I was a little worried. I was one of those people that had some problems, but I did get them straightened out before the show started. So I was glad about that.
yes, sir. So, getting into it here, we had the buy-in, which featured Hook and Danhausen versus Tony Nese and Smart Mark Sterling. Now, going into this, I figured this would be, okay. I like Smart Mark Sterling. And he, what's her name, manager? Like, why is he wrestling? And yeah, he looked like a goddamn fool out there tonight. What was he wearing? This match sucked. Okay. You had Hook, who by far is the best wrestler in the ring, and he didn't do a damn thing. And I don't get the what's how you say his name?
I think it's Hausen.
Danhausen. I don't get the character. He's 6'7", weighs 3,000 pounds. How? Okay. I'm missing something. Something's missing for me. And this just did not click for me. If this was my first time watching AEW and this was what they put on the buy-in, I'm not convinced to pay $50. I know that much. Not at all. This MJ book was a GFY.
Wow. Okay. Well, man, look, I did go some bullshit on it, but I was damn near with you as far as the GFY. I didn't really care about any of these wrestlers. Like you, I don't really care for Hausen. Hook can go, but Sterling, why? I mean, why? Why have him even in the match? Like you said, he looked like a damn fool. He really brought the match down, a match that was already down to begin with. And I just thought it was a waste of time. And like you, if I'm watching this, I'm like, why would I pay $50 to see this bullshit? So yeah, some bullshit for me.
Yeah, easy. I tried to go some bullshit, but I just couldn't. Yeah, no. All right. Into the main card, and they took away the curiosity factor early, which was probably smart on their end, because all the speculation, all the drama, all the talk of the town this weekend was MJF. Is he gonna make it to the show? Is this a work? I had done a video earlier in the day disclosing that he was still in Vegas. Good brother counteracted with the article saying that he wasn't at the show. So it was, I don't know. It was, yeah. And was so for me, when the music came on and his came on first, I was like, okay, either he's there and they're gonna do the match, or they're just putting this on first, whatever the substitute is gonna be, they just want to get it out the way and be done with it. But no, it ended up being him. Came out in the, I'm better than you robe, Burberry, like he should. And man, there is not a heel on earth that gets the raw, unadulterated heat that this man gets from the crowd. I mean, I know back a few years back, Tommaso Ciampa was getting similar heat to this. This is way worse. This is unprecedented type of heat, to the point like the crowd almost hijacked the match because they were too busy chanting at this man. But yeah. So Wardlow comes out, gets the the Goldberg entrance. Still no music though. I the match was good. I mean, it was what it should have been for this type. I mean, the way Wardlow's been beating people, and they were obviously going to build up to him hitting those power bombs. How many power bombs is he going to do? He promised to power bomb that man to eternity, and he did. MJF, the antics he was pulling in the match, I did like, him kind of trying to feign the injury when he did the sunset flip and then his knee was hurt. I was like, man, come on, I'm not buying that shit. And the crowd, everything MJF did in this match, the crowd jumped on him. They chanted everything under the sun to this man. They chanted, there was fuck him up chants. There was fuck you, MJF. There was he showed up chants. I mean, there was every chance you could think of. This crowd just gave it to this man. And Wardlow powerbombed him 5 times, I believe, and then he went for the pin. And that wasn't enough. He powerbombed him 5 more times, and then he finally beat him. And I was thinking, like, okay, yeah, he's free now, right? Play his music. I'm waiting. I was thinking, okay, as soon as he hits that last powerbomb, gets the win, we're gonna hear, "This is war." Didn't get it. I was like, what's the point then if he can't get his music back? But he is now officially all elite. So, as far as the grade goes, I believe I gave this a pay-per-view worthy because I enjoyed it. The crowd participation was insane, which you only see this on a pay-per-view, especially with those chants. So it was definitely pay-per-view worthy.
Yeah, I didn't care for it. I went middle of the road. Not because I got my prediction wrong, just because I can't say the match was predictable because I got my prediction wrong. but I just didn't think it was very intriguing. And I think it played out the way most people thought it would. And I didn't think it was a very technical match. It was basically just Wardlow power bombing MJF. MJF didn't get much offense. There wasn't much back and forth. Nothing really compelling about the match. The crowd responded, yeah, because they just love seeing this heel, this great heel that you were talking about, take all these power bombs. But to me, that just didn't make an entertaining match. I'm glad Wardlow, gets over, and I'm glad that this whole situation with MJF, I still don't know whether it was a work or not. My feeling is that maybe there was something to the report. We know he's unhappy with his contract, but I think somebody might have talked to him and said, look, dude, this is not the way you want to do this. Do your job, and get Wardlow over. Don't step out on Wardlow. This is his moment. Don't take his moment away from him. So MJF went through the match. I think that was a smart move on his part. But the match itself, I just didn't think was very good. So I went middle of the road.
I also like he acknowledged the fact that there was rumors and everything with the airplane thing he did.
Yeah. And the one thing I was curious about when the buy-in started was, were they going to mention MJF? And when they didn't, I figured, okay, well, he must be there. The match must going to take place, because if he wasn't going to be there and he wasn't going to wrestle, they would have addressed that right away. But like I said, not convinced it was a work, but I'm glad MJF was there, and we can just put that whole story to rest.
Next up, we got, surprisingly, the Young Bucks versus the Hardys. I don't know if this got moved up on the card because of some issues with Jeff, but we're going to talk about it because, man, this was billed as the dream match, right? Obviously these two teams have wrestled before, so it's not like it's never ever happened, but it was the first time it happened in a major promotion, on a pay-per-view event that was going to be seen by millions in Vegas as well. It started off pretty good, but something happened with Jeff Hardy. But before I get there, let me go in order here. Bucks come out dressed up like Elvis because it's Vegas. Crowd is excuse me, one of the many matches tonight that they were split on. We got the "Let's Go Hardys, Let's Go Bucks" chant, and there was even a point where they said they were chanting Brandon Cutler, which was pretty damn funny. There was a point though that Brandon Cutler pulled Matt Hardy off the apron, and it looked like Matt Hardy, and I think he did. He hit his face on the ring apron because later in the match you could tell he was bleeding from the mouth or the nose. So I think that was legit. So yeah, we get to the point where Jeff is having some issues. Now, he was perched up on the top turnbuckle, and that right boot was unbuckled, and he was having issues hitting the moonsault. I couldn't tell if he slipped and it was a botch, or it was just the fact that his boot was undone. I don't know. And he continued the match enough to get the tag in. And then he was like in the corner and he wasn't moving. And so I was worried. I was like, okay, either he's really hurt. And unfortunately, because it's Jeff Hardy, you start to think things you don't want to think. Like, okay, it's just another episode. And then this is on pay-per-view. Okay, let's hope and pray that we can get through this. I did like that they did continue the match. So it was funny because Nick Jackson, he was going for those kicks and he misfired twice. He hit Matt and he hit Brandon Cutler on the outside. Matt Hardy hit a nasty side effect on the ring apron. Jeff is still not moving. He's still in the corner, hadn't pulled himself up yet. But eventually he does, because I think it was Matt Jackson called him out, and he was like calling for a spot. So Jeff pulled himself up and they got to it. He goes for a swanton bomb, misses. Then Matt Jackson hits Twist of Fate, and then Nick Jackson hits swanton bomb on Jeff, and Jeff kicks out. And it's at this point Jeff kind of gets back into the match. There's a super kick party where both Hardys are telling them to come on, bring it on. They lay down and they keep getting up, and then they super kick party again. They go for the cover. They kick out again. They fight to the outside. They bring out the steel steps, and Jeff does a swanton bomb on Matt Jackson. On Matt Jackson on the steel steps. Nick is in the ring, hits a twist of fate on Matt, but Matt hit a twist of fate on Nick, but he still kicks out. And it takes one last swanton bomb by Jeff on Nick to get the win. These damn names. This was tough to grade because I don't know what was going on with Jeff. And then even after they won the match, I got nervous because he ran straight to the crowd. And I thought he was like going to run off and left Matt hanging, but he did come back to the ring. So I was like, okay, I don't know what's going on here. But again, getting to the grade, I'm still going to give this lowest of the low, pay-per-view worthy. I still think they rebounded just enough to be there, and you would only get this match on the pay-per-view. So it's barely there, but I'm still going to give it that because Jeff Hardy did fight through whatever the issue was and finish the match.
Yeah, I went pay-per-view worthy also, but barely. Didn't really enjoy this one. And of course, I know they've got to build it up, hype it up, dream match, Young Bucks, Hardy Boys, but it's not a dream match unless it happens 10, 15 years ago. At this point, we're just hoping it's a decent match, and it was decent, but in their heyday, this would have stolen the show. But Matt and Jeff aren't those dudes anymore, especially Jeff, as you stated. I don't know what was going on with him tonight, but something wasn't right. Mm-hmm. But this match, maybe they could do better, but I don't think it's ever going to be the spectacular match that people would want because Jeff and Matt just are not those dudes. But for this particular match, pay-per-view worthy, but just for me, just barely.
Yeah. Yeah. Keep it going. The TBS Championship match, Jade Cargill going up against Anna Jay, or should I say defending against Anna Jay. I really enjoyed Jade Cargill's entrance with the Showgirls. Just fits her character so well. She's just such a dominating force. Now, I kind of knew going into this that Anna Jay was going to pull out all the stops to make herself a formidable champion, right? So I was expecting that, and that's kind of what we got here. The problem is you got a powerhouse and you got a kind of a more of a stylish wrestler going against each other. These two their chemistry was not there tonight. It's like they were wrestling on two totally different planes. The styles no pun intended, but they clashed. Okay. And everything that Anna Jay was doing, it was like her first time out there. Now, the move she was going for, she hit, but when it looks so telegraphed, like you're following choreography, and there are certain times in the match where I could see her calling spots. Like I got a problem with that. And it was just ill-paced at times. And the ending was a little messy with Kiera Hogan and Red Velvet, and then Smart Mark Sterling, and then John Silver coming out there. It just was a mess. And then by the time they turned back around to the camera, Jade Cargill has her up in the jaded off the top rope, which that looked good, but you know, and she won, which she should have. She retained. And I'll grade it. I gave it middle of the road. I didn't think it was nowhere near an F, but it just, like I said, they didn't mesh well, and they threw way too much into that ending. And we'll talk about the post match here in a minute.
Man, we're on the same page right now with all these matches so far. Middle of the road. Just did not enjoy this match. I wasn't excited about this match in the first place. We know Jade Cargill's a powerhouse and, like you said, a dominant force. But Anna Jay, I just wasn't sure she deserved this spot. I think there were other women on the roster who should have gotten this spot and probably would have made a better match. She did her best. It's just that her best just isn't very good because she's not very good. And I'm not trying to be mean. Just we keep it real here. She's just not very good at this point and shouldn't have been in this match. That all brought it down. And like you said, then John Silver coming down and Smart Mark Sterling and didn't help. I actually enjoyed the post match more than the match itself. And so you can go on and talk about that if you want.
Yeah, man. So during the match, after Smart Mark Sterling and John Silver came out, we had the first of a couple cameos tonight, or first appearances in AEW, which was, let me make sure I get the name right, Stokely Hathaway. For those who have no fucking clue, because I sure didn't. That is Malcolm Bivens from NXT. Showed up, and I guess he's gonna now be Jade's manager, which that fits like a glove. So
yeah,
I'm good with that.
I am too. That I think he'll be great. I know you didn't like him in NXT. I actually did, but I think he will be perfect for Jade Cargill.
Yeah, I do too. But the big story, breaking news, people. I jumped out my seat because I heard the music. I didn't know who it was. Fallen Goddess. I'm like, okay, who is this? And I'm trying to rack my brain real quick, like run through the female names. Like, who could it be? And I did not see this coming at all. I didn't hear any rumors about this. I knew nothing. So if you did, too bad. Athena, aka Ember Moon, is now all elite. Right. It is official. And I just jumped out my chair. And Rob's a bigger fan than me even, but when I listened to her podcast that she did an interview for Chris Van Vliet, I just felt more of a connection with her from a fan standpoint. So see her come out, and she got a huge pop from the crowd too, by the way. They were nuts. So that's the next feud for Jade. That's much better. Okay. I don't have to worry about what Ember Moon's gonna do in the ring. Okay. Athena. I don't have to worry about what Athena's gonna do in the ring. She's great. So there it is.
Yeah, I was happy to see this. Really happy for Athena. I kind of wonder what took so long. But look, better late than never. She's there now. And I think she's a great addition to a division that is still in need of improvement, even though it's getting better. But she will definitely elevate the women's division in AEW, and I look forward to seeing what they do with her. Very happy for her.
Death Triangle versus House of Black. And I'm pretty sure I said on the prediction show that this could be the show stealer or a strong candidate for show stealer tonight. In my opinion, it was hands down stole the show. If you're talking about wrestling, and no weapons, no blood, no. Well, there was a little shenanigans, but we'll get there. But if you're just talking just a wrestling match between 6 individuals, this was insane. Okay, this is why WWE needs to stop holding people back. I did not know that Buddy Matthews was that damn talented, okay? He was in WWE for how long, and he never showed that side of him, that he could move that fast and had feet like that. we all know Aleister Black. We all know Pac. They got it down. Obviously, Ray and Penta or school. Obviously, they're villains. Man, they were hitting each other so hard with these kicks and punches. I was feeling them through the screen, man.
Yeah.
And those chops, like they must have had a conversation like, look, we ain't taking nothing off tonight. We're gonna hit hard, and they did. And just the back and forth with Buddy Matthews, I believe, like, I don't know about anybody else, but he shocked the hell out of me in this match, and he was so impressive. Just the way he was able to keep up, and I think they just finally just gave him a spotlight, and it's so good to see that he's not just for his size, he's jacked up and everything, but dude can move. I mean, he really can move. I mean, and his strikes are like lightning fast. That sequence with him and Penta in the ring, and they were going back and forth, and then he's on the outside, and Penta stops him in the middle, and they do like that superhero standoff. Man, man, I ate that shit up, man. This match, oh my god, it was so good, and got to that point where everybody was doing the suicide dives, probably like they do every AEW pay-per-view, seems like. And except for the big guy, man, he had no damn business trying to do no suicide dive. Man. His ass hit the apron before it.
Yeah, man. First, I think his feet hit the ropes, which stopped his momentum, and he just went splat right on the apron.
It's all right though, right? He's like, you're big. You ain't gotta do all that. But I gotta say, I don't know what that move was called, but they threw Ray into him, and he did like a inverted tombstone. Man, that shit was nuts. At the end of the day, I nailed the prediction outside of the shenanigans. So it came down to Pac and Malachi, and they were going back and forth. Pac's on the top rope. So we think we're gonna get that black arrow we ain't seen in so long. Nah, lights go out, and Julia Hart spits the black goo in his face. He gets the spinning, what they call it, the back heel kick. Like y'all need a name for this move now. Shit. If you can't call it the black mass, okay, that's fine. Think of something. He didn't been with AEW almost a year. Y'all don't have a name for his finisher yet. And he pins Pac. So Julia Hart is now part of House of Black. And go back and watch the prediction show. I said it. I said House of Black needs to get the pin. He should get it on Pac so they can have a feud. That's what happened. I was this close, man. I was like, I want to give it instant classic, but I gave it superb because I know that it was not quite there, but it was almost. This is as high as you can go for superb.
I was superb. I didn't think it was in instant classic territory, even though I really did enjoy it. But man, I'm sorry. One move can really, really bring a match down if it's egregious enough. And that big dude had no business trying to do that move outside the ring.
No.
But the rest of it, like you said, was completely insane. I did not see the whole Julia Hart thing coming. I admit I don't watch AEW regularly. Maybe other people could have saw that coming. I didn't. So that was.
I knew that she had been dealing with them.
Mm-hmm.
So I wasn't like shocked that she did it. I just didn't know it would happen, tonight.
Okay. So, but I mean, the match itself, man, like you said, Buddy Matthews showed out. I mean, I think some guys are just better when they're part of a group. I think they tried to do a lot of things with him just individually in WWE, and some people just don't have that charisma, that character. They just can't, no matter how good your in-ring is, if you don't have the charisma, people probably aren't going to pay that much attention to you. But he's part of a group, and I think that works well for him, especially with the guys they have him associated with. So I'm glad for him. But yeah, man, crazy match. And I had a feeling this one would be one of the show stealers. I thought it was. We'll talk more about it. I'm not sure if I thought it was the best match of the night, but I definitely really, really enjoyed it.
I did. I liked that they all had matching face paint. House of Black. I thought that was dope. Yeah, I had a good time watching this match. This match was awesome. And like I said, those kicks, man, I just you can feel them through the screen. Okay. After that, we had the first with the male Owen Hart Foundation, the men's tournament final with Samoa Joe and Adam Cole, baby. This I couldn't believe that, all the promotions they've been on together and they've never wrestled each other. It's kind of hard to believe, especially NXT.
I was surprised to hear that too.
But I was like, thinking back, no, they never, the paths never crossed. Because by the time Undisputed Era became a thing, Joe was on the main roster.
Mm-hmm.
And by the time he came back, I think they did cross paths. They might have been, I think it was like a fatal 5-way when Cross was champion. That's like the only time they shared the ring together.
Right.
But it wasn't one-on-one. So, in any event, this match I thought was pretty good. They kind of telegraph it though at Adam Cole's entrance. Maybe I'm reading too deep into things, but he's got the pink on and he acknowledges the table with the belt and the trophy. And when Joe comes out, he walks right past that shit. Like, yeah, whatever. So immediately then I'm kind of like, yeah, this might be Cole's night. And then the fact that him and Britt Baker are both in the final, it was kind of like, So, which I'm going to talk about in a minute. This match, however, I thought was also, believe it or not, I thought was superb too. And I'll tell you why. It was just as hard hitting. It felt like an NXT match. It's a low superb though because of the ending and because of Bobby Fish. And I almost gave it pay-per-view worthy because of that. Because by the time Bobby Fish came out, it was like, okay, we just gotta do this thing and we gotta go home. Because it was literally that kind of sequence. It was like Bobby Fish come out, Joe knocks him down, last shot, he pins Joe. And they don't make any mention that this is the first time that Joe's lost in AEW. Like they didn't make it a thing at all. It just, I guess you could just feel the time crunching on them eventually, at this point. I still think they put on a damn good match when you compare it to the rest of the card, which is why I'm giving it superb. Because the first match and the Hardy match, and just I think between the House of Black and this match, they worked the hardest. So that's why I gave them the best grades. So, yep, superb for me. The low.
Yeah, pay-per-view worthy for me. I wasn't blown away. I had predicted Cole to win because I didn't think Joe's already a champion. I didn't think what would be the point of him also winning the Owen Cup. And they haven't done anything with Adam Cole since he got over there. So why not give him this spot? I don't know. I just didn't think the match was anything special. It wasn't terrible, but it didn't blow me away either. I mean, some of the chops and that were good. And then, like you said, Bobby Fish coming down, what was really the point of that? I mean, I get it. Cole is the heel.
Yeah, they even mentioned in the video package, Joe, like, I know they're going to come. It's just a matter of when.
Right,
and that's all it was. Like, he didn't have a chair or anything like that. It was just him.
Yeah, but no, I went pay-per-view worthy, and I think it was just right there. I didn't consider superb with this at all, but I thought it was a solid pay-per-view worthy.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I might have still been in the moment from the previous match, and maybe that was why.
I could see that.
I grade as I go.
No, I got you.
All right. Right after that, they wisely went right into the women's tournament final with Ruby Soho going up against Dr. Britt Baker, DMD. Now, I thought that this played out pretty good. The entrances. So DMD comes out first, and she's got, kind of Shinsuke Nakamura entrance with the guy on the guitar playing her entrance theme. That was cool. Yeah. Hold my drink, said Ruby, as she had the whole Rancid band play Ruby Soho and play her out to the ring. That was awesome. That was great. Yeah, I love that. That made the event feel like a big deal. I think that gives any event a big feel when you got some like a little mini concert in there. The match, I thought was really good for especially AEW women's wrestling. I thought these two have great chemistry. Ruby, it makes you wonder, like, again, this is another person, like WWE, like, what the hell? Like, how do y'all miss the mark on her? Like, she actually can go. She can put together, the way she was putting together moves tonight, that this was a little bit slower paced than normal, but that was kind of the case tonight, with except for the Jade Cargill match with the women. It was the matches were slower paced, but the chain wrestling and the way they were able to put moves together, I thought was really good. I did not care for the ending because not only did I get the prediction wrong, it was a counter to another counter, and which was a roll up, and that was it. And if I'm not mistaken, that's how Ruby won the other night. It's just like, that's cheesy. You can't keep doing that. And the fact that Britt Baker won again, and Adam Cole was like the golden couple. And what the fuck? They are the biggest heels not the biggest, but two of the biggest heels in the company going to get a babyface trophy. You have these two heels that we're supposed to despise standing next to Martha Hart, who we haven't seen on wrestling programming in, get this, people, 23 years. I was 12 years old when Owen Hart passed away. 12. 23 years later, we see Martha Hart come out and actually talking about her husband on a wrestling promotion on a pay-per-view, and they do it like this. Come on. Adam Cole, while you're right, he needed something. He didn't need this. And Britt Baker damn sure didn't need this. She just lost the damn women's championship not too long ago, and she was women's champ for like a year. So you didn't elevate anybody. You didn't have Chris. We both said Chris Statlander should have been in this position to begin with, and she wasn't. They keep treating her like a mid-carder. She's not. Eventually the crowd's gonna treat her like they did Becky, and she's gonna get over. So it's gonna come. She's gonna get there. I hated this. I hated the match itself. I gave pay-per-view worthy. I felt like the women did their job. Pay-per-view worthy, even though I got the prediction wrong. But this whole thing I just feel like it was ruined because this will be a joyous occasion, but you got heels up there that I know are human beings, but and they probably looked up to Owen Hart, but this doesn't make sense.
Mm-mm. Yeah, I couldn't agree more. I was disappointed. Now, when we did our prediction show, at that time, Rampage hadn't happened, and Chris Statlander was going to challenge Ruby Soho for the chance to face Britt Baker at Double or Nothing. I predicted Chris Statlander would win, and to be honest, I hadn't had a chance to watch Rampage before this show. So I didn't know until the telecast that Ruby Soho had beaten Chris Statlander, and she was going to fight Dr. Britt Baker.
Oh man, you should have. You didn't see what happened?
No, I did not. I know you mentioned that something big happened, but I have not seen it.
Well, she got booed out the building.
Who, DMD?
No, Ruby.
Ruby did?
Yes. So the match ended the same way this match ended, with a roll up, like a counter. And when that happened, they turned on Ruby like that, and they booed her ass out the building.
Wow, that's crazy, because I know, you were just saying that WWE didn't do much with Ruby. Well, neither is AEW. I mean, they've had her lose 2 big matches to Dr. Britt Baker, and Ruby could have really used this. Britt Baker didn't need it. So to me, that's bad booking. And like you, I don't understand having these 2 heels up there. First of all, I thought, with all due respect to, what Dr. Martha Hart, I mean, she talked for a long time, and I get it. It's a big moment for her late husband. I get it, but I just thought that went on a little too long on a show that we knew already was going to be too long.
Yeah. It did kind of take away from the whole thing was just set up poorly. It's not an award show.
No,
she
man.
Came out there dressed like she's at the fucking Oscars.
Yeah, man. And then look, they gave each of them a belt. And I hate that, because does that mean, are they champions?
No, they did make it clear that, or what's it, Excalibur did state that these are just commemorative belts. They're not to be defended. They're not champions of anything. It's just, you're the first. You got this. You take it home and you put it in your trophy case. That's it.
Okay, I missed that on commentary. Sometimes after these matches, immediately I had to go walk the dog. So as soon as the match is over,
no, they're just commemorative.
So, good, because everybody who watches this podcast know, I think, and there's too many titles in wrestling, and we didn't need any more. So I'm glad on that. But yeah, I thought the match though was pay-per-view worthy. I thought these ladies performed well, but just, man, I was so disappointed that Ruby couldn't go over this time. Britt Baker did not need it. She's a former world champion. She was a great champion, and I'm not saying she shouldn't be champion again at some point, but give Ruby something. What'd you bring her over for?
Yeah,
and I know it's been less than a year, but still.
And what I said with WWE is that she didn't get even this kind of shine in WWE. She was getting squashed by everybody.
I don't know if she's getting squashed, but I mean,
they put her against Ronda before WrestleMania. And got squashed in 10 seconds.
Well, yeah, against Ronda, I could see that. But I mean, look, like I said, she hasn't been there less than a year. But I mean, you're getting her in big moments, but she's losing them all.
She is losing them all. But I guess I'm just looking at it like, okay, she's at least getting exposure. The crowd is seeing her. They are treating her like a big deal as well by, giving her the music, having the band player out there, and she's getting long matches where she's holding her own. That's what I mean. Even if you're not winning, you're at least getting TV time and you're getting a chance to show what you can do. She does need some wins, though, to your point, because at some point in time, it's like, why y'all giving her all this and she's just losing?
Yeah, that's my point.
But yeah, she definitely should have won. That's my pick. I picked her to win. No, I actually picked Chris Statlander to win. But in my mind today, I picked Ruby to win. I wanted Ruby to win, but
here.
It may have been awkward with Cole standing up there next to Ruby, but at least you had one baby. You would have had one baby face,
right?
I don't know. I hated that whole, and not to say that I'm mad at Owen Hart or Martha Hart. It's the way that presentation was done was awful.
I agree.
Okay. Moving on. Lord have mercy. We got the trios intergender match with Sammy Guevara, Ty Conti, and Frank E. Kazarian versus American Top Team and Paige Van Zant making her in-ring debut. Paige Van Zant was the best part of this match. And that ain't saying a lot because she didn't get that much time. But I will say, because I know people are going to be watching her, she's going to be under the microscope. It's her first match. You're going to see, like, okay, yeah, she came from UFC, bare knuckle fighting. So she has talent, all right? But as you always say, it is different getting in a wrestling ring because it's just different. I feel like she was fine. Nothing that's gonna blow you away, knock your socks off. It wasn't Ronda Rousey's debut by any stretch of the imagination, okay? But I felt like the move she hit, the back body drops and the suplexes, I thought everything looked clean and she was fine. She has the personality for this for sure. That 1000%. I think she didn't look lost. She looked like she fit in this goofy ass program for sure. And she definitely fits on American Top Team. This whole Sammy Guevara sticking his tongue down that girl's throat is goddamn disgusting. And I was Frankie Kazarian through the whole match. Like, what are you doing, you dumb son of a bitch? I'm trying to win the match. And you out here trying to make a porno. Let's go. This sucked. Go fuck yourselves. Okay? This sucked.
Oh. Okay, well, I was a little nicer. I went some bullshit on it. Look,
Rob, I had a battle. I was like, no, I mean, it was just bullshit. But then he kept sticking. No. There was a point where it looked like Ty Conti was tired of the shtick.
Yeah, I do think they went far with it. Now, look, heel shit, they're the heels, and they're doing that because they know it will get a response from the crowd. The crowd hates them. But I think it went too far and it went on too long. And I do think it brought the match down, a match that was already brought down. Like you said, I was impressed with Paige Van Zandt. I'm not saying I think she'll be spectacular or a world champion wrestler or anything, but she might have a career in it. This was her first match on a big show, and I thought she did well. I wasn't blown away, but if she puts in the work, she might have something.
I think she'll be fine. First match.
Yep.
And it was in a tag match like they should be. And she didn't do anything wrong. And they may have kind of kept her in a box. But, I think with Ronda, when she debuted, it was just kind of like, I mean, she picked up Triple H on her shoulders. I mean,
and Triple H, she's a judo champion for her. That's like, that was easy.
But that's still a 300-pound man.
Yeah.
So yeah. But again, I was looking forward to Paige. I think Paige Van Zandt is gorgeous. By the way, I mean, that don't hurt.
She wasn't at her fighting weight though. I mean, when she was in UFC, man, she was like at 125. I could tell she was not 125 there.
No, she don't need to be. I think that's a good weight for her. That's probably her natural weight, a little thick.
It's all right. She looked all right.
Hey man, she ain't Dewdrop.
Nah, man, hey, man, I ain't mad at Dewdrop.
Shit. Okay. Oh, I guess we should mention too that since American Top Team did get the win, that Sammy Guevara and Frankie Kazarian can no longer challenge Scorpio Sky for the TNT Championship. So he'll get new opponents now. Yay. Kyle O'Reilly versus Darby Allin in the very first Darby Allin match that nobody cared about because they didn't promote it at all. They just figured they had to have Darby Allin on the card, so they just gave him Kyle O'Reilly. Well, yeah, there is some story. Kyle O'Reilly hurt Sting's ankle, and that's why he can't travel. Look, if you're gonna do that, you should have done it. You should have done the angle when it happened, but that's not what it's played out. Is it a bad match? No, but did anybody care? No one cared. This was the quietest the crowd was all night, and that's saying a lot because there was some shit that came before it, and they were into it more than this. And it was Darby Allin. I mean, and he's doing Darby Allin type stuff. The freaking coffin drop on the apron on Colorado. That was rough, man. And I don't know what happened. They didn't show the replay. It must have been really bad. But I know he went for a suicide dive, and I guess his feet got caught too.
Yep.
and he didn't land it right, and it was kind of a scary fall there. Mm-hmm. I know that WWE and AEW, they use two different type of ropes. So WWE, they use actual ropes for the ring ropes, but in AEW, it's like some type of cable, so it's a little more stiff than the WWE ropes. WWE ropes have more bounce in them than the AEW ones. Because I know there was a time when Rob Van Dam, when he very first came back to WWE, he had gotten used, or when he first came to WWE, I should say, he was used to the ECW, they used the cable. So he had to put a little extra oomph in his frog splash. WWE, he did not. So his first frog splash, he did in WWE, he overshot the guy because he thought he still had to put that extra oomph into it, and he didn't. So just a little fun fact for people out there. At the end of the day, Kyle O'Reilly gets the win here. I didn't care. TV quality, just I didn't think the work was bad. These two put on a match, but it was just like, I don't care.
Yeah, I see your point about not really caring, but I actually thought the work was good. And I gave this pay-per-view worthy, and I thought it was a solid pay-per-view worthy. Outside of that one moment where Darby had that bad fall, I mean, I was kind of worried about Darby, but
scary.
Yeah, but he was fine. But I thought the pacing, I thought these guys worked quickly. I like seeing O'Reilly use a lot of his MMA, moves. You could see the dude was really proficient in it. I thought these two worked well together, and I think if we saw them go at it again, I think these guys are capable of a superb match if everything goes well. But I thought this one was a solid pay-per-view worthy. I thought they did great work. I thought they had good chemistry, and I enjoyed it more than I thought I would.
Yeah, and I think the other part is that it suffered from this card just being way too long.
Oh, man,
really long in the tooth, and you still had, and maybe other people thinking this way too. Like, you still got like 4 matches left after this.
Yeah, man. The Martha Hart thing, like I said, that just kind of drained me a little bit. I already knew we had a ton of matches left, and she spoke. Well, it felt like she spoke for 15, 20 minutes. Maybe it wasn't that long, but it felt long. But yeah, man, like you, I'm just thinking, okay, how many more matches do we still got? Like 5, 6 matches left.
Yeah, it's crazy. Okay, so after that we had the AEW Women's World Championship match, Serena Deeb versus Thunder Rosa. Again, another really like catch as catch can wrestler. This was wrestling, and even the crowd acknowledged the fact that these women are wrestling. Everything was tight. Everything was perfect. This was like watching Chris Benoit and Dean Malenko, if you will. This was great. I mean, a lot of people might find this boring because there wasn't any, there's no flip flop stuff. There's no big spots or anything. But you have to understand where the women's division started in 2019, Double or Nothing, to where it is now, to really appreciate how far they've come and the talent that they brought in to have these type of matches. And man, kudos to Serena Deeb. I mean, that counter when they were sort of Thunder Rosa's putting all her weight on her and Serena Deeb still holding her up. I was like, whoa. Really well done. I just wish that this match had better storytelling. So I guess that's the other element of when you put together a good match. Yeah, you got to have the in-ring work and everything. But the match itself also has to tell a story. I think that was lacking. But I'm not taking anything away from these women. I thought this was a dynamite pay-per-view, no pun intended, a pay-per-view worthy match for sure. This was You know, and Thunder Rosa wins with the Tiger Thunder Driver. I thought that she looked great, and yeah, she's kind of shown that I can do the hardcore stuff. I can do the cage matches. I can bleed, but I can work as well. And I like that the crowd appreciated it because they did chant, "This is wrestling."
Yeah. Yep. I gave this superb. These ladies took us to school tonight. It was a clinic. And I'm not saying it was perfect because there were a couple of things that didn't go so well. I think maybe they were trying a little too hard, but it was great. I mean, even I saw a move called the Pendulum where Thunder Rosa had Serena Deeb. A move I've watched wrestling. I'm 56, so almost 50 years, maybe over 50 years. I'd never seen a pendulum. I mean, we went to school tonight. And how often do you see that in a ladies match, especially? You don't see it that often these days in a men's match where you see a good, just technical battle like that. But to see two ladies do it, especially in AEW, which we have been justifiably critical of, I thought these ladies put on a spectacular show. Like you, look, maybe the storytelling wasn't there, but I was drawn in because I thought her and Thunder Rosa had a good build up to the match. And so that was enough for me. And this match, they could have went the route of the blood and the violence. Both of these women are capable of doing that. And maybe the crowd would have been more entertained by that. But I like the choice they made tonight. I loved it. I enjoyed it. And I'm going to give these ladies some props tonight. I went superb on it.
Well, they deserve it. It was, yeah. And I like, again, to me, the biggest thing was like the crowd appreciated what they were doing, and they weren't silent. They didn't turn on it. They appreciated it. So at the end of the day, they both won.
Yep.
Oh boy. Now I feel like you and I are gonna be on the same page with this, but I think we're both gonna be in the minority on what we think of this match.
Yeah.
The Anarchy in the arena match. What the fuck was this? Look, I am the biggest proponent, or one of the biggest proponents of hardcore and doing spots and all that. Problem is, and I listened to another podcast, shout out to Wrestling Inc., and they said if this is just going to be them fighting around the arena and we have to cut from camera to camera to camera, which is exactly what the fuck this was, it's going to be terrible. And that's what it was. Yeah, there was you got blood, you got spots, you got barbed wire, you got everybody bleeding. It just was, I'm like, we just cut, and every time we cut, somebody's either going through a table, somebody's getting stabbed in the forehead with a pin and bleeding, somebody's going through a barbed wire, somebody's getting mustard squirted all over them, which was stupid. Eddie Kingston snapped and brought out gasoline and dumped it all over Chris Jericho. And him and Bryan Danielson got into it over that. And okay. The funniest part about this match, or the best part about this match, was the appearance of Jericho's giant bald spot. Because, God damn.
Hey, now. Hey, look, hey.
No. He hanging on. And I don't know what's, like, it was very prominent tonight. That's all I'm saying.
Oh, I got you.
No, ain't nothing wrong with being bald. I'm just saying, he let it go, bro.
Yeah, you got to fight the good fight.
Yeah, I did think the ending was appropriate given the stipulation of the match. Okay, it took two people to get Bryan to pass out. But if you're going to do the pass out angle, he should have let go because he's still holding on. And referees calling it off. It's like, well, if you pass out, you go limp at the very least, I guess. But he's like clinched because Jericho has the what do they call it, single leg crab, and Jake Hager has like a cable wrapped around Brian's neck, and they're both pulling at the same time, and you can really tell like Jake Hager's pulling, and it looks good, but that was the only thing that took away from it was Brian holding on. If he'd have just went limp, and then the ref said that's it, okay, cool, no problem.
Yeah.
But it's a whatever small critique.
I think he's trying to protect himself because, like you said, Hager is pulling it pretty hard.
Yeah, right. This was some bullshit to me, man. I'm sorry. I know these guys put their bodies on the line for the entertainment. And Moxley went through that barbed wire table, and he was a bloody fucking mess, and so was everybody. But this was stupid. This sucked. It had it's just chaos. It's just we're gonna fight all over the arena, and we're gonna cut. It was to the point that I forgot Santana and Ortiz were in the fucking match because they went through the table. You never saw them again. This was terrible.
Well, man, look, I'm with you. You know how I feel. Look, I'm not the biggest fan of hardcore matches, but I do believe that hardcore should always have a place in wrestling. It's just part of wrestling history. It just should always be there. But it's not necessarily my cup of tea. This match to me was just like you. First of all, if you're in the arena watching it, there's no way you can possibly
keep up with all that shit.
Yeah. I mean, watching it on TV, we probably had the advantage, and we still thought it was garbage. So I can only imagine what the people who are actually there thought. Yeah. But man, look, table spots. How many times have we seen those? And look, mustard, ketchup. And did anybody really believe that Eddie Kingston was going to pour gasoline on Chris Jericho and set him on fire? I mean, come on. This match was stupid. I got to go some bullshit as well. And not because of the hardcore aspect of it, because I've given many hardcore matches on AEW. I've given them good grades if I feel like the work was good, and if the story told was good. This was just
dumb.
It was just dumb. I didn't care about none of these guys, and it was too much. I think they tried to do too much. And me, when the match goes backstage or when it goes to the concession stand or to the,
oh my God, they're not just concessions, like t-shirts that Eddie Kingston's throwing the guy into the t-shirt stand, and the mustard got me. Once he brought them, I was like, this is almost got GFY.
You're gonna lose me when you do all that stuff. So and I mean, look, I'm getting a little tired of this. Is this all Moxley and Kingston can do? I mean, come on.
Yeah, this was bad. I mean, just because you have the hardcore element doesn't mean it's going to be good. It's just like action movies today. Just because you blow up a city doesn't mean I'm going to be wowed. I mean, I've seen it in every other action movie too. So you got to do something different, or make me care some kind of way. Just go and cut here. These guys going through the table. Cut. Or some more guys going through the table. This guy's getting stabbed in the forehead. This guy's getting mustard sprayed on him. Oh, look, Eddie Kingston's got a gas can. Wow. This was
too much.
Shit.
Too much.
Absolute shit. And I was thinking, like, okay, so the main event's next, right? Nope. You still have the tag team title match. Good Lord. The triple threat world tag team title match with Team Taz versus Keith Lee and Swerve Strickland versus Jurassic Express. This was stupid to me because of one reason. It's a triple threat match, but they only allowed 2 people in the ring at one time. Huh? Can somebody make sense? Even WWE got that part right. They've had triple threat tag team matches, but you had 3 people in there at the same time. Hell, they even did Elimination Chamber when they had 3 people started at the same time.
Yeah.
This was stupid. So now you're handicapped and you have to wait for somebody to tag in your team. That's dumb. Okay. And the match itself, it didn't touch anything they did on Dynamite. I didn't feel like. I don't think it was a shit show or anything like that, and bad. I just thought it was basic. It was, we got to get through this match. It was almost like it was a step above what they did with New Day at WrestleMania this year. Okay, it's so I gave it middle of the road. I'm being nice. I got the prediction right. Jurassic Express retained. I didn't think, yeah, it might have been cool to see Keith Lee and Strickland win it, but I just think there's better tag teams for them to lose to. I do. AEW has established tag teams that they could put over, but yeah, no. This was a better type filler match to get to the main event than you would normally get, but it was still just that. Go to the bathroom, refill your drink, and come back for the main event. Middle of the road.
I enjoyed it more than that, and I gave it high TV quality. But I tell you what, man, I think for me the problem was that I was exhausted by this point. I was just kind of exhausted, and I was just kind of ready for the pay-per-view to be over. But I and I didn't want to judge too harshly. I had to really tell myself, okay, just don't think about the fact that you've been watching this shit for about 4 hours now. Just try to look at the match. And I thought they put in good work. I did think okay, it's a triple threat. Why only 2 in the match? That's just stupid.
Dumb.
Don't insult our intelligence, man. Just, that seems like something basic. Even the lowest wrestling company could get right, but not AEW tonight. But I thought that it was good work, and I thought it was entertaining enough where I could put it in TV quality territory. But once again, at this point, I'm just like, let's just get this card over, because I know we're going to have to do this show.
Right.
and I don't want to be up. I don't want to be up all night.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but TV quality.
Okay. I wish I could be more excited, but it's really late. Got CM Punk and Hangman Adam Page for the AEW World Championship, and I like the crowd participation. Got Punk and Hangman chance to start. There was a lot of standoffs in the beginning. Good back and forth. I thought honestly, because AEW doesn't have the best track record when it comes to main events. Like, as a matter of fact, their main event track record is pretty fucking terrible. Okay. They don't deliver on these very often. Especially when it's the World Championship. There've been a handful of times where they did. I think that this and the All Out we went to last year are about on the same level. Okay, good wrestling. Again, though, this show has been on since 6:00. I'm fatigued, so I don't really have the same amount of patience to get with the storytelling and everything. I'm kind of just like, yeah, can we get an ending here and let's go. I did like the exchange of the finishers. They kind of been doing that for a while. Hangman hitting the GTS, that was cool. But even when Punk hit his GTS at the end, and I don't know if it's just because he's 43 now, but his GTS don't look like they did back in the day. They don't have that same, like when he used to put the GTS on, that knee looked like, and it might be Hangman too, or other people not selling it right. But I remember when he did the GTS to The Rock, that shit looked like it hurt. And tonight, not so much. And lately, not so much. But I don't want to get on him too much. CM Punk, hometown boy. He did hit the GTS and got the win. And the crowd went nuts. They popped for it. it seemed like they woke up again. These people must have been drinking coffee instead of drinking beers because they, for the most part, were up for all the matches except for one. And they really popped big for Punk winning. Punk was very emotional. I know this was a long road back for him, and I'm happy for him. I think that he'll have better feuds than Hangman did. But I thought the match was still missing something. Wasn't bad, just wasn't, great. And again, maybe I had to watch it again with less tired eyes because, 5 hours later, I'm like, just can we just go? But I'm happy with the outcome. I am. I'm just exhausted, and it'll be interesting to see what happens on Dynamite. I'm happy for Punk getting probably this is, if we're being real, he's 43, and it's probably gonna be one of, if not his last real championship run. So I hope it's done well. That's all I can say. And if they're smart, they'll, bring back Kenny Omega and have that feud, and he'll be the guy to dethrone him.
Now, did I get your grade? Did I miss your grade?
Oh, it was still pay-per-view worthy.
Okay.
I don't want people to think I thought it was bad. I think I'm just so tired.
Yeah.
Like I done got used to WWE kind of like 3 hours and we out. Like I looked at the clock and it was 10 o'clock, and that's normally when we get on and we be done by 11. And it was still 3 matches left at 10 o'clock.
Yeah, man. This match to me was, I'll give it pay-per-view worthy. These guys were trying. And like I said, I was pretty, not tired, just tired of watching this show by this point. And the crowd in Vegas, man, they were actually, you got to keep in mind, Vegas is 2 hours ahead of us. So, when it's 11 o'clock here, it's only 9 o'clock there.
Oh, yeah.
And it's Vegas. Vegas never sleeps. Those people don't sleep. So they're good. But
I'm sure most of those people traveled there, though.
Well, yeah, probably so. Yeah. Vegas, yeah, I'm sure. But, man, I don't know. The match
missing something.
Yeah. And I probably should apologize to the viewers. My battery is getting low, and I was checking my plug. It's plugged in, so I'm not sure what's going on. But anyway, that's why while you were talking, I was trying to use my plug. But anyway, Punk had some moments where he just didn't look good. He was stumbling. He kind of tried to do some moves, and he lost his footing. Somehow, some way, Adam Page damn near pulled his trunks off his ass, and the referee had to pull him up for him. Man, that referee is way braver than me, because I'd have said, dude, you're a grown-ass man. You're going to have to pull up your own damn trunks. But in case you didn't know, your ass is out. But the ref was actually pulling Punk's trunks up for him.
That's what the ref is there for, to literally cover your ass.
Hey, man, I can count to 3. I'm not I'm gonna call the match down the middle, and I'm gonna count to 3. That's it. But man, I'm guessing we're gonna see a rematch between these two. I think they're capable of better. Punk, man, he's the champ now, and there are some great matchups out there for him. Like I said, I'm just going to say maybe he just had a bad night. But like you said, some of the GTSs weren't there, didn't look good. Look, he looks like a 43-year-old CM Punk, and so that's not bad. He is a 43-year-old CM Punk. But you're the champion now. I don't know, man. Just going to have to look better than he did tonight.
Yeah. And it's a testament to the wrestlers that are even older than him that still look closer to their former selves in their prime.
Right.
Like Sting, for example.
Right.
That's the first name that comes to mind. Like Sting, while, his neck injury was very serious, he even looks, that dude was doing moves that we didn't expect him to be doing, and he looks flawless doing them. Look at Bobby Lashley, who's 45.
Yeah. Now, like, look, we got to remember Punk took 7 years off,
He did.
hadn't wrestled a match in 7 years. And I know he tried MMA. That didn't go so well.
But actually went to MMA too, though.
Right. So I'm just saying, I look, the ring rust should be gone by now. It's been just about a year since he came back. I'm not going to beat him up too bad. He's the champ now. I'm sure he knows the responsibility of being a champion, and he'll continue to do the work. He'll get better.
Yeah, it's not like his matches like suck. It's just that they're just missing something.
Yeah.
When he first came back, yeah, there's nostalgia. I still think the Darby Allin match was great. And it had the storytelling there. And I am curious to go back and watch. I know we never did review Revolution, but him and MJF with the dog collar match, I think that's worth revisiting. But I don't know. I think he'll be okay as a champ. I just, again, I don't know. I think tonight I'm just burnt out. I'm burned out. I mean, if you're one of those people that you want your money's worth, you got it. They made sure you got every penny of wrestling. But Lord have mercy.
13 matches in one night is too much. Cut it down to 9 or 10, and then the whole Martha Hart segment could have been cut.
I mean, they're just shy of WrestleMania 35.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Yeah. So, in any event, the wrestling ain't stopping though, because the ambassador is going to Monday Night Raw tomorrow.
Yep, I will be there.
And then next week, we both will be in attendance at Hell in a Cell here in Chicago. And I can pretty much guarantee that neither of those shows is going to be more than 3 hours.
Well, Raw is, the Raw show starts at 6:30 because, you're going to get a couple of matches. So they make sure everything technical is in place. And then you may get a dark match after it ends at 10 o'clock.
Oh, yeah.
So
it's not going to be 5 hours. Neither one of them is going to be 5 hours. I can guarantee you that. No. Especially with, I don't think Roman's going to be on Hell in a Cell. So, but you got Cody and Seth, and they're going to tear it up and down. You got Bianca and Asuka.
And Becky. It's a triple
threat.
threat.
Yeah, and Becky. Oh, it's triple threat now. Yeah, yep. So that'll be really good. I don't know what else is on the card though. So we'll be talking about it this week because we got to do a prediction show. So we'll be talking about it this week. But I just want to let y'all know we will be there live. Rob's gonna be there live tomorrow, Monday Night Raw. Make sure you check out our latest Trying to Laugh challenges. And please feel free to shoot us an email at thirdgenwrestling@gmail.com with all of your recommendations, suggestions, comments, questions, all that good stuff. Comment below. Let us know what you thought of the show. Did you think it was too damn long? Because it was. Follow us on Instagram at Third Generation Wrestling Podcast. And on Twitter at podcast_third. I was tweeting quite a lot tonight, trying to kind of help stay awake because Lord Jesus. Yeah, that's what we got. That's what we got coming up. We also still on the docket, the Marine. Haven't forgot. We just gotta get the schedules lined up with Doc Stevens so that we can get that show done. But it's coming up. So, yep, Rob.
Hey, we all know the deal. We love y'all. We appreciate y'all. Like Big E said, hit us up with some ideas, some show ideas. We would do those shows. And tomorrow is Memorial Day. So take time out. Remember all those who served and who paid the ultimate price, but then all those who we love who have gone on. And like I said, we appreciate y'all. I'm tired. I'm sorry. I'm tired. Long night.
Oh, yeah. Last thing I'll say is this was something I thought about. This was the first Double or Nothing without MJ Book. Was thinking about you tonight. and tomorrow's Memorial Day, and we it's still kind of a fresh wound, but we know life has to go on, and we want the show to go on, so that's why we're going on. But I just want everybody to know that we haven't forgotten about our brother.
Oh, never.
Who was with us when we started. We didn't even know how to. Well, at least I didn't know how to do a lot of this stuff, and it's kind of the reason we really got hip to the YouTube page. So just wanted to continue to shout him out from down here to up there.
Yep, always.
Thank you all again, and along with the prediction show, probably sometime this week we'll get another Try Not to Laugh in there. Keep hitting that like button and subscribing. We appreciate y'all. We're going to bed.
Yeah.
You all do the same. Take care. Good night. Peace.
Peace.